Hey everyone, welcome to this podcast today. It's on HPS, Healow Payment Services. We're talking about everything to do with HPS, Healow Payment Services, that you've heard so much about over these couple of sessions, especially in the keynote. In 2021, eCW became their own payment vendor. And I'm just giving you a little bit of a background before I introduce this awesome gentleman here on my left. We became our own payments vendor, and we made it very easy to collect payments across different platforms in eCW. So whether you're using our check-in product, whether you're using our text-to-pay campaigns, the Healow Pay website, we made it very easy to collect payments as well as post those payments in eCW. So over here, obviously, you're hearing this from eCW employees all the time, and we want to make sure that you get it from the source, from the actual clients who are utilizing this, implementing this, and making this big change at their practices, so you get an idea of what it takes to make the change. Because I know it's a little bit scary when you guys hear about this the first time, when you hear, oh, it's not, it's going to be really tough to get our employees behind it, it's going to be hard to actually roll this out. So we wanted you to hear it straight from the horse's mouth. James Carr, right here, my good friend. I've known him for a while, about 2 years. I've been working with Eye Surgeons of Richmond here in Virginia. Is that where you are, James? And I've been talking a lot today, so I'm gonna let you introduce yourself and kind of let us know how you actually got into Eye Surgeons of Richmond and what your role is, because I think you were a catalyst for a lot of good when you came in there, and you've really made our lives a lot easier when it comes to implementing this product and making sure the ecosystem of eCW works with all the products that we have from it.
Sure. Well, so I came from a large health system, actually 12 hospital system, running a lot of the similar things that I'm doing with Richmond Eye. Well, one of the problems is when I came onto a smaller company, I looked and said, well, why aren't we leveraging some of the technology that we have, looked for efficiencies, and I started asking our front-end staff, the people in the back office, where are the biggest opportunities?
Right.
One of the first things they said, I had 3 charges out of the gate, and one of the most important ones from them was, we've got to fix the collections process.
Right.
We've got to get patient payments more streamlined. We had a third-party vendor. Reconciliation was, just brutal.
Yep.
And there's a delay. It was affecting patient performance. So we said, okay, well, let's look at what we have. And somebody said, well, you do know eCW has a solution, right?
Right.
I think from the moment that we had our first discussion on that, we had it implemented within 3 months.
Yeah, did you notice, so when you came in, was that one of the primary things that they brought up? Is that something you had implemented successfully somewhere else and you realized it was broken when you came in?
Yeah, well, I have gone through, we talked about Epic. Epic's obviously one of the ones. We worked through an Epic implementation at my previous employer, and of course that was one of the things we had baked in from the beginning. We had to figure out how to have that single ecosystem in the collections piece. So when we didn't have that, quickly it was something was missing, but again, the staff and the patients were telling me it was a problem right off the bat.
Right.
So I knew where to focus and knew that there had to be a solution.
Yes. I remember coming in there the first time and seeing how the payments were being collected at the office, and got a little bit scared, I remember, the first time around, because it was very compartmentalized, I felt, and there was a lot of processes that were unnecessary, and I noticed immediately that, like you said, again, we keep saying the word one ecosystem, but literally that's what it is. With eCW, not just the payment side of it, it's you're leveraging payments on all these different patient engagement platforms, right?
Right.
So could you tell us a little bit also, James, about the implementation process in general? I think people get a little bit scared when it comes to, oh my God, this is such a big change. It's going to ruin our weekends for the next couple of months. Can you let us know how this actually worked out and how smooth it was?
Yeah, I was actually really impressed. Been through several different system implementations of various functionalities. This was probably one of the smoothest ones I'd ever seen with the Healow Pay. The thing was, we had folks on the front end that were worried, how am I going to collect the cash now? I'm not going out to this third-party site. We had, how are we going to get the patients the information they need? Because right now, we were having to print out from a third-party system and staple it to their discharge papers. It was, change is scary for a lot of folks until you show them just how easy it is. Yes. So we went through I think it was less than a month of weekly meetings planning on how do we roll this out to the folks that are going to touch it, right?
Nice.
Now, an implementation like this usually would be a 3-month time frame of weekends, a couple times a week,
Can I stop you once? Can you give us the size of, for just so everyone, I forgot to mention this in the beginning. I'm sorry. It's been I've been talking a lot today, but can you give us the size of Eye Surgeons of Richmond? How many providers, the staff members, what that looks like?
Right now, we're adding providers pretty routinely. We've got about 45 providers right now. We serve somewhere this year. We're on pace to have 200,000 encounters, and we've got, of those, it's about 110 to 115 unique patients.
Okay.
So we have a lot of repeat patients, folks that once they get ingrained using the system, they start using it more and more, right? So we have a lot of opportunity with our group to get them onto the system, and that next visit, they're going to just use healow.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. And billing staff-wise, you have a bunch of...
So we've got, within the revenue cycle, we've got 26 folks.
26? All right.
Right. And we've got the front-end staff. We've got many more, of course, over our 8 locations. So we had to train all of them. And we took the train the leads approach, which worked really well because it was so simple.
Great.
The team, when they saw what it would take to go in, collect that payment, not having to go multiple places, print out, when the patient leaves, they actually see something that reconciles what they just paid with what their bill is going to be. They were very happy about it. We did 2 training sessions the week before we went go live with all of the front end staff.
Right.
We had folks on call. We didn't even have to have an eCW on-site presence.
But you did, right?
Live.
You had it.
We didn't have to. They were on site. They went to the billing office, and they ended up going to the other sites just to have a presence.
Right.
But we didn't have to have that because it was so simple. Everybody, it plugged in. We got the setup done. One little button had to be tweaked when we first morning, and everything was smooth.
That's awesome. That's great to hear. That's great. I do remember there were a couple of folks who did go on site, but like you said, it's just more to make sure that no one's panicking when it comes to the workflows, because the one good thing about HPS, no matter where you're collecting the payments in from, is the seamlessness of the auto posting, right? There's a lot of manual work that, again, especially if things are very compartmentalized, it makes the manual work even more. And the good thing about HPS is when you see the auto posting happening, no matter where that payment's coming in from, it saves them so much time. So your front office staff is really happy with what you have. So
right, and we don't spend time chasing a lost payment like we did with a third-party vendor.
Yes.
Right? That's the back end piece. We would spend hours over the course of a week just chasing down this missing payment or a payment that didn't get posted correctly.
Correct.
It's gone.
Now, thanks for saying that. The other thing, I know you haven't done this yet, but you are in the process of using, I think one of the 2 big, in my opinion, just my opinion, text-to-pay campaigns as well as the healow Pay website. These are 2 of the big enhancements with HPS that I feel are very powerful tools in collecting those payments, right? You just put a link up on your website, and you can basically, patients can go in there and make those payments, and then the text-to-pay campaigns can be so targeted. I know this has already helped your front office staff with front office payment collections, but eventually, when you guys roll this out, you are going to use our Healo Aware services, I believe, which is our consulting arm for patient engagement. So can you tell us a little bit about that and what you're planning on doing?
With the results that we got using them for our revenue cycle optimization were amazing. So we're definitely going to be using them to help get the Healo Pay expanded campaigns out.
Right.
We just went through revenue cycle optimization, spent a couple of months with Sean, was great.
Sean, he's
and,
great.
Yeah,
yes.
he was great. And
shout out to Sean.
Still has, I still send him a question. He'll respond back to me within a couple of hours.
He doesn't respond to me at all. He does not respond to anything I send him. But that's good. Sean's great, and I'm glad you said that. The next couple of months, I guess, Healo Aware, did someone actually come on site for optimization of the other patient engagement products that you can leverage HPS with? I think Mridul was on site.
We've had several folks come on site at various times. First time I met you was one of those on-site visits.
That is right.
Which was great,
Love at first sight, James.
I know,
It was great. You're easy. No, I think, like I said, I think it's also good that you came in with that vision of, once again, you recognized there was an issue and it was a quick fix and you saw the gains from it. So I think it worked out great for all of us over here. So what are your plans? Like, what are you thinking now the next couple of months, the next steps? What is it?
Well, we're actually starting about Healo statements right now. We've actually started that process, started the discussion so that we can turn that on because we're using, a clearinghouse statement vendor, right?
Nice, right.
And the problem is they're not readily available right there within the Healo app. Again, I love the term that you've used over and over again. I used it earlier, the one ecosystem. Having everything in one place is how you, get your patients to respond better, but also how you get them to interact more frequently.
Yes.
You increase your collections, you
Yes.
decrease your cost to collect by
Yes.
having it all in one place.
Yes.
And that's what we're working toward.
I appreciate, and we will be there every step of the way to help you out with the healow statements implementation. Again, we're not getting into the whole paper statement business, but it just, like you said, the one ecosystem, it makes it very easy to catch, set these deferred payments pieces. And
I will be fine with zero paper.
Yeah.
Because if we can get everyone into Helo and every electronic statement, that is the end goal.
Yes.
That is what everyone should have is their...
And that is why you were up here speaking about HPS, James, and we really appreciate it. We love it. I hope I see you at the Silent Disco. I saw you last year.
Well, yeah.
You have some good moves. I'm hoping to see some more of that.
As long as your back is doing okay and
My back's
you can
fine.
throw it down, we're good.
Yeah, I mean, your hips okay? You
Yeah,
good?
yeah,
You're Shakira. Your hips don't lie, I hear. That's what I hear. Okay, but thank you so much for being here, James.
Absolutely.
James from Eye Surgeons of Richmond, everybody. HPS, definitely speak to your biz devs, speak to your SAMs if you haven't really spoken to them about this particular product. We can do a demo for you. Come and, maybe come on site and, do this in person if you need to. And good luck, Let's make payments easier and make those collections a nice, easy process. All right? Thank you. Thanks, James. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. Always a pleasure.